everyone? Welcome back to GDQ Hotfix. We are moving from Bargain Bin onto Tiny Treefort, which is a mini series talking about Frame Fatale's Game of the Month. Even before then, and this week we're going to have Super Lesbian Animal RPG. Very excited for this one. Before we get into that, we have a few announcements for you all, mainly regarding SGDQ. It's coming up so soon. It's like in 2.5, 3 weeks. Can't believe it. Prize submissions are still open until May 15th. So if you want to submit any prizes for SGDQ, we can get them shown off. You know, donate your time and talent to an amazing cause. You can go to gamesdonequick.com/prize-guide for more details on our prize entries. And your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on our Twitch channel help support Hotfix. If you like what we do here, consider subscribing to support all of our wonderful shows. But yeah, I'm so excited for another entry of Tiny Treefort here. We have NBZ and Leggy Starscream here to show up Super Lesbian Animal RPG. How are you two doing today?
Doing great. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, I'm always excited to be here.
This is going to be a ton of fun. So yeah, this was one of our game of the months, and Leggy was actually our game guide and taught a bunch of people in the Frame Fatale server the run.
Yes.
So, and then MBZ was one of the people who picked it up. So I think it's super cool to have, getting to showcase both these people on Hotfix. And I'm ready to, get rolling whenever the two of you are, and you can talk about this wonderful game.
All right, I'll get us started. And we will be starting time once we select yes, we would like help tutorials, essentially. We don't need them, but I'm going to take them. Why not? And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so the most important thing to know about this game immediately is that if you hold down the B button, the cancel button, whatever you got it mapped to, it will automatically advance text for you. That's right, this game has built-in turbo. It's great.
It's wonderful. It is life-saving. It also has a
Turbo is
phenomenal
queer,
soundtrack.
honestly. You heard it here first.
They're here. Anyway, you were saying?
Just that it has a phenomenal soundtrack.
Ooh, yeah, and the art. I mean, the art is so heckin' cute.
So cute.
Even the character text boxes and their images are just, everything is so adorable.
Yeah, so we're going to do a quick menu right at the beginning of this first little tutorial segment. We're going to turn auto run on so we don't have to hold down the run button. And we're going to turn text to instant because that just makes it go faster. We're here to go fast.
And if you do play this game, check out the options, because there's a couple other options in there that are pretty fun. They don't... I'm not going to say what they do.
So, we're coming into our first fight, the first tutorial fight against this wild boar. It is a scripted fight. It's going to end after 3 rounds, so we're just going to guard, because that has the least amount of animation. The other thing to note about this game is that if you hold down the A button, the confirm button, whatever you've got it mapped to, you will play through battle animations faster. So we'll be doing that a fair bit during the run as well. Narrative-wise, we've got 2 girlfriends, Melody and Allison, who are the fox and the bunny respectively, meeting up with their friend Claire, who is the cow witch and adorable. Shoutouts to cows.
So true.
Claire has found a ritual to allow Allison and Melody to use magic, and that's what we're in the middle of right now. We're in, like, space, or Melody's subconscious, or somewhere in between and both at once.
And we have 3 choices here. We can choose love, nature, or resolve. We always choose love because it's the fastest. There's no real reason to choose one over the other. You get an ability, you get a different ability for each one that you choose, but the abilities are never really used throughout the run.
Yeah, if you're really desperate or going for some risky strats, the one we've chosen will spend some of our star points. We'll get into what those are to heal someone's MP. Self-explanatory.
Yes.
And that can be great for resource management, but for the most part, we really don't have time during combat to use it, which is the only time we can.
Oh my god, this crab is so cute. Oh.
Right?
There's a lot of enemies in this game that are extraordinarily cute, and I feel horrible killing them.
That's always the downside of cute RPGs. It's like, I don't actually want to fight you, but I have to. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Right? Well, the good news about this game is that we'll fight 2 optional fights, I think is where the route is right now.
Nice.
We found that you could skip a fight, so we had to pick up another fight elsewhere. But here we're going to talk to Jody, who's going to be the 4th member of our party. We'll pick her up a fair bit later on. And yeah, she's a big buff tiger lady. What else do you want?
Nothing else.
Nope, that's all I want.
God.
Yeah, so we're going to go through our first... It isn't a dungeon, it's an overworld segment, but, you know, it's the first, like, open exploration area. We take this hoop snake, which is annoying. One of the changes that happened in... We're playing on the 1.2 version, so one of the changes that happened in the most recent patch is that during this solo segment with Melody, enemies no longer have the ability to dodge your attacks. That hoop snake fight used to be the worst troll.
Yep.
In, like, the first couple of minutes. Now it goes down to 3 attacks, 2 if you get an early crit.
Yeah. And it was only like a 3% chance to dodge, but it sure seemed like it was more than 3%.
It definitely felt like more than 3%. And so we're coming up on our first, I'll call it a boss. Now that we have Allison in the party, it's time to talk about 2 mechanics that we haven't yet. First of all, kissing your girlfriend in battle gives you 15% buff to all of your stats.
This is so accurate to real life.
Right?
This is so accurate.
The second thing to note is the star meter in the upper right corner of each character's profile. These build up when you do things that are relevant to your RPG job. Melody is our healer. Allison is our main physical attacker. So when Allison does her basic physical attack, and when Melody does healing, they build up star power, which is another resource you can spend on abilities, but it doesn't persist. Got it to that kiss scene.
Yes, and if you deny the kiss scene, you get a fake game over screen.
You must kiss your girlfriend. These are the rules.
It is faster.
Their walk animations are so good. They're just scooting along.
Right. There is one thing about this game that makes it very difficult sometimes to speedrun, and that is it loves to eat your inputs. Sometimes you have to hit a direction 3 or 4 times before it will actually take the input. I don't know why.
Yeah. And the other thing about this game is it loves 1-tile-wide corridors. So it's very easy to miss the input to turn into the corridor, or...
Yep. Or wiggle your way around an enemy.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because you can see the enemies on the overworld. They're represented by the black orbs that glow with various runes. And they move around in mostly fixed patterns, except for the ones that will actively chase you down.
And once they start chasing, they don't stop unless you leave the screen.
Yep. So we'll get into more of that when they start coming up. But for now, we're picking up Claire, who is our Black Mage, our caster DPS. She gets points by doing magic damage.
Probably our second most damaging character.
Yeah, after Allison, Claire is easily one of our biggest source of damage. Yeah, these boxes are a fairly consistent one round between Allison with the Kiss buff and Claire's Scorch. Though if Allison really rolls low, there's a chance that they might survive a round and turn into a flaming dust bunny.
And a dust bunny sage here, which has an easy strat of just attack.
Yeah,
At least for this fight.
Yeah, you can try and be a bit more cheeky on this fight, but there really isn't any way to one-round it outside of getting a crit. And since magic can't crit, you might as well try and roll as many times as you can.
And we've just picked up our 2 keys to our dungeon that Claire made us. So we are going to move on to the boss of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I love the very explanative sign of need 2 keys. It's like,
Yep.
Thank you for being clear.
I need that. I am autistic. I need those instructions. Thank you.
Exactly.
Oh, that is rough. As
Love a
mentioned,
dodge.
attacks have the ability to miss. You never want to see it. Like, you want to miss 0 times over the course of the run if you can.
What's the percentage on missing? Does it vary by attack?
It varies by enemy,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So do they have like an evasion stat or something?
basically.
Makes sense.
Yeah. We in the community have done a fairly deep dive into this game's just underlying stats and formula. One of the things to note about Allison while we're in this fight is that her 1-star power special attacks are what we call the directional attacks. You've got an up, down, left, and right. And those are basically just different elements, effectively, as far as the game is concerned. So, like, the bunny in the box was weak to up, but the buff wrestler bunny we fought was weak to down. So, enemies, when they go through phase transitions, can sometimes have their weaknesses change. Which
That's
is
super interesting.
very important to keep track of.
Yeah, I bet. We got the magic shop. I see. This fountain's cute.
And now things are about to get weird.
Well, things are about to get adorable first.
Well, first adorable, you're right. And then weird. We have just found Allison's photo book.
Aww. Oh my god.
Right? The
so
baby carrot
good.
costume is so good!
That's incredible, actually. The carrot costume. This background rules.
Do you like the glitch aesthetic?
Oh, yeah. So strange.
Because,
love it.
welcome
Oh, boy.
to... Well, we'll get into where we are in a little bit. There is plot, there is lore.
For
there's a
now,
lot of
we're
weird
figuring
stuff
it out,
going on.
I assume, of like, why are we here and what is this
Yes.
like?
Okay, so one of the things we found recently as a development is that this fight in particular is actually runnable. If you run away from this fight, the orb is supposed to just standing there and blocking your path to getting the Purify spell, which is what we're getting here.
Yep.
It'll start moving around. So you can either skip this fight and take another one in the next side room we're going to, or take that and just take one of the 2 fights in these 2 rooms. Like this one.
Back scorch. Most of an egg is now on to 0 of an egg. Pick.
Well, it's less of an egg.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that blue arrow on the ground pointing to the crystal and the dialogue box are our first instance of getting a hint in... if you don't turn that option on, that arrow and that dialogue box will not pop up.
Yeah. I turn it on because it loses like a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to remember less.
I'm all about that. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
My memory is the size of a floppy disk, so
Mine is too.
save
I feel
as
that.
much space as I can save.
I am one of those people who's like, no, I need to do it the hard way because it's faster. I
You
will
also
take
have
my
like years of RPG
micro-optimization.
speedrunning under your belt, so I feel like you're good at reading notes and stuff and remembering things over time. So,
It's fair.
learned skill.
This is my first RPG that I've run.
Yay!
It's a really fun one.
Yeah.
It is.
Seems really approachable, like a very great length as well. Like, not super, like 2 hours, but very comfy and pretty learnable. And the community seems really, really inviting.
Oh yeah,
Extremely.
it's also a little small, so if you're looking for a fun and cozy and very queer community to hang out with, and you want a top 10 time for free, definitely come check us out.
Yeah, it's another one of those things where I love getting to show off a bunch of different games that people maybe hadn't heard of. I mean, I love indie games in general, but people here might have not heard of this game, and now they want to pick it up and give it a try.
I
Yeah,
hope that they do, because it's worth it.
Yeah.
yeah. And if you're worried about spoilers, don't worry. There's a lot of really good and really cozy and really gay content that we're just going to skip by because this is just any percent.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about, we were actually chatting in the green room. It's not a super long game. Like, you'll do most of the content in like 10 to 15 hours-ish. So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, it's an RPG. I don't have a ton of time for that. It's like a really compact story, which is nice.
Yeah, I played through it over the course of a couple nights after work when I was just... Well, I think I started playing it one night when I wasn't up to streaming, and then I just didn't stream for like the next 2 or 3 days because I was too busy playing this.
Yeah.
Oh no, come on.
Okay, so this is our first instance of the corruption status effect. A few things to know about corruption. One, the turn it gets applied to you, it eats your turn. Melody has the Purify spell. Later there will be a Omni debuff removal spell that she gets. Melody cannot be corrupted, but if you do not cure the corruption status effect, your character is programmed to start attacking her allies instead. So whenever you see it, you want to get rid of it as soon as possible. Also, wow, you got lucky.
I got really lucky there. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Core Guardian has 3 different modes it can be in. The slow one, the defensive mode, we did not see.
Which I have never had it go back to its normal mode. I've always had it go into defensive mode.
Yeah, for a while there, we thought that it always went normal, attack, defense, and then just started randomly shifting. But no, it does the random thing after the second one. It's probably just really weighted towards defense or something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't get someone corrupted, that is a 4-round fight, so you don't have to worry about the second phase transition.
It seems like for the most part, the strats of the fights are pretty consistent. How rough is RNG in a lot of these fights, or is it not too bad?
Most of them not bad. There's one coming up, which is a little iffy. It can make the fight really tough if you don't get a high roll on your damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third to last boss is brutal.
Okay.
And the second to last boss can also be can go off the rails. Let me put it like that.
Sounds good. That makes sense.
But otherwise, most of the other fights are pretty consistent.
Yeah. The good news is the damage formulas for this game are fairly straightforward. Most of the time, you don't really need to worry about missing a lot of hits. And one of the things we didn't go over is the fact that we're playing on the easy difficulty of the two difficulties. The only change between easy and difficult is that easy gives you a 50% bonus to all of your stats. We haven't really routed normal difficulty yet, but easy strats are very straightforward, and one of the best things about it is we never have to take an optional fight again.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
There are quite a few mandatory fights, but no more optional.
And the only real reason we take those optional fights is to make sure that Claire got the Frost spell, which is an element that the Core Guardian is weak to.
Yep. The hardest thing for me in this run, I mean, beside the RNG, is remembering to say the dialogue options when they pop up. Because I'm just sitting here skipping text, not thinking about anything. Brain is empty. And then all of a sudden, oh, there's a dialogue option on screen. And I just wasted 5 seconds staring at the screen.
You're like, wait, why isn't the text continuing to go? What's happening?
Right? And some of the text options are optimal. We've routed out at least a few of the text boxes. I don't think we've done all of them yet.
No.
Yeah.
I love the windows in this building.
Right?
Ooh, that's very pretty.
But also, we picked up the second-hand staff, which is going to be given directly to Claire, even though it was gifted to Melody.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is Faith, out of her treehouse.
Any Faith pops in chat, anyone?
Yeah, no, Faith is great. She's Jodie's girlfriend. And she's basically fantasy mayor of the fantasy town, I think.
Yeah.
Cute.
And of course, you have Claire being a disaster lesbian over her crush on the pig girl here, Beverly.
Aw, that's cute.
Who runs the higgledy-piggledy.
That's beautiful.
It is a romantic plotline that we do not dive into during the run.
Dang.
If you want to see how it goes, please buy this game for yourself. Yeah, so we pick up spellbooks. Spellbooks are, if you were watching the run earlier tonight, they're kind of like Magicite in that they give you extra abilities, but we don't have to grind for them. You equip a spellbook, you get 3 to 4 new abilities you can use in combat that all do varying different things. In particular, the 2 we picked up are Inner Beast, which we've attached to Allison to give her some new and exciting physical attacks she can do. We also picked up the Spellblade book for Melody, which will allow her to imbue another character's physical attacks with a elemental magic.
And these frogs tend to be everybody's favorite enemies for some reason. Everybody loves the frog bowls.
They're spherical.
They are. It just makes them cuter.
Yeah, so we've been tasked by Faith to run off into the hills because Jodie, who is sitting on that bench, got a text earlier and hasn't come back yet after going off to do The mysterious quest that the game hasn't told us about yet. So we have to do a little bit of a side quest where we pick up a magic trinket that allows Melody to, not sponsored by Sunny D, unleash the power of the sun.
Good.
In battle, this would be used to cure the basically frozen status effect, but that doesn't come up until the very end of the run.
And when it comes up hard.
Oh yeah.
Not good.
So this is another one of those enemies that if you run away, it'll just stay put, so we have to fight our way through it. Also is going to use Sabertooth Chomp, which does a boatload of physical damage and also poisons its target.
Yeah, wow, that did a lot.
Yeah.
I never get lucky enough to get the kill, though.
Yeah. I'll have to sit down and calc that range.
Because it's got like 1 health left, but I think that's because of the poison, so. I don't think poison can kill an enemy.
Poison and burn cannot remove an enemy from combat now.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you always have to kill them with an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome. If someone wants to try and say it correctly.
Say which correctly?
So, it's the astral plane! I don't know how to pronounce the rainbow effect correctly.
That was perfect.
We're gonna save just in case, because this boss can be a pain. This is one of the RNG bosses.
Yep. This is Trash King. Which makes sense, it's a trash fight.
Yes.
So, I did the math on this literally, like, yesterday. Sabertooth Chomp here on that trash bag is just under 50%. But we got the good RNG.
I just have to hope Claire does not die.
Yep. Yeah, one of the things this game has for it is that different skills have a different speed priority. So, for the most part, when Melody is throwing out heals, it'll go before anything else. There
Usually,
are moments where it very much doesn't. But yeah, this is going well.
Yeah, so this is looking. Claire's health was looking spicy for a little bit, but it seems like we're back in healthy range.
Oh yeah, we're pretty good now. Just one last attack. Oh come on!
No.
Okay, we get the charge. It's fine.
Oh come on!
Oh, the MVP! And of course, the ads go away when you kill the boss.
The double miss.
Oh, brutal.
We made it out. We made it out.
With the 1 damage attack.
Imagine not getting the absolute wildest RNG on the GDQ channel.
Yeah.
We pick up the Tear
Never
Revival.
be RPG runners.
That Tear of Revival is pure safety.
Yep.
Ideally, we don't use it, but if we do use it, we probably are saving it for one of those 2 endgame fights we've mentioned. Also, this track is also a bop.
Yes.
If you're speedrunning an indie game, it's gotta have good music. That's the law, and it's just this one's very true.
Yep.
I mean, if you're speedrunning any game, it's gotta have good music.
True. I mean, that's good.
Generally, yeah. I usually wait to use that, but I'm going to use it now. On the wrong person.
Oh no!
That's fine.
There is an extra picnic set you can pick up.
I should be good. I think if I just in this fight use my paladin ability that I said I would not use.
Yep. Good old backup strats.
Yep.
It's essential.
Mm-hmm.
I like
to
this
waste
goth
one
girl
turn,
chilling. Hello.
Yeah, she's
Me
really
too.
cool. Alright, I have to waste a turn because I have to get another star power with Melody. And then I can do Paladin's Gift, which is going to give some mana back.
Yeah, that should be good.
I had 2 mistakes with my mana potions already. First one is I used 3 instead of 2 because my finger twitched. Because I have my Iconic Jerks and my hands twitch a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then doing that one just didn't press down enough times.
Yeah, these things happen.
I
But
mean,
luckily,
menuing is so hard, genuinely.
It's so difficult.
Like, I'm terrible at it.
yeah, menuing and doors, the 2 most impossible things in speedrunning.
Definitely gonna get in this fight. Yep.
Yeah, like, honestly, it's not even the enemy deciding to move into your... Like, it's not the enemy contacting you, it's the enemy deciding to move into a tile that you're on that causes the encounter.
Yep.
It's like, I was here first. Stop.
Right?
This is one of my
Absolute
least favorite
bullies.
fights.
Yeah, this fight in particular is nasty because, as you can see, the Super
come
Flying
on.
Robots cast mana drain.
Oh, gosh.
So rude. I'm just gonna kiss for no reason. Oh, I can get a star power and get some more mana back.
Yeah.
Oh, rude.
But yeah, this is going to be... Honestly, you're in a really good spot now.
Yeah. But minus the dodge there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice to avoid.
Mm-hmm. But it's all ogre now.
It is indeed.
Well, mummy, not ogre. My bad. I get my monster types mixed up sometimes.
We're gonna swap this out. And that there. Because we want AoE healing for this. And the Magical Girl spellbook gives us some AoE.
Mm-hmm. It's also nice that some of the spellbooks specifically call out that some of their abilities will give particular party members star power.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Dust, please. Thank you. Well, I was hoping to get a poison on there, but it's alright. Here's the AoE we need. We want to do a high kick.
And then we have a question from chat. Is the order of turns in a round deterministic?
No. It feels that way right now, but that's mostly just because some skills have very high priority over others. For instance, if everyone's using basic attacks and they have the same agility, it's probably deterministic. Honestly, it probably is effectively deterministic, based off of what I know of how the agility works. But there might be some randomness in there, I don't know. The more I think about it, the less sure I am.
It seems hard to know. It's at least, like, not completely, like, throwing off your plan, you know?
Yeah.
So.
The good news is that skills tend to go in a fairly deterministic order. The issue comes from when enemies use some really fast skills that jump in front of your healing because they're fast.
Yeah. That's the scary bit.
Yeah.
It's not fun. The whole game, you're like, oh yeah, heal always goes first. And then right at the end of the game, no, it does not.
But yeah, so, of note, this is an RPG Maker game.
Yes.
Which means that there's a lot of stuff that's very straightforward to look at and analyze and understand about this game. A lot of the more intricate bits that had to be included as add-ons to the base RPG Maker engine are very complicated to sit down and unravel.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's why it's still, an active thing that the speedrunning community is working on, figuring out all these little quirks to help make it more consistent.
Yeah.
Incredible.
All right, everybody, they're undead. And Goth Girl is an actual character.
Hello. Hi, Neff.
Yeah, so now we're going to pick up the single most powerful spellbook in the game.
And the best, 4 of the best accessories.
Yep. So, the Right Back At Ya accessory does one thing and one thing only. It allows your character to counterattack sometimes. In particular, I think it's a 25% chance to do a counterattack. And by counterattack, this means that you will dodge, not take any damage, and then do a basic physical attack with your weapon. It's that second part where when you counter, you don't take damage. That makes it as busted as it is.
Yeah.
The spellbook we picked up is Chronomancy. Chronomancy has, as far as I'm concerned, it has exactly one spell written in it.
Yes.
Called Speed Up, which basically says when you do your basic physical attack, you do it twice. Yes, that means if your basic physical attack gives you star power, you get 2 star power for the round.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Very.
That's huge.
doubling your DPS, I hear, is kind of an okay effect in an RPG.
Yeah, it seems pretty nice, honestly.
Yep.
You've convinced me.
That was Allison's mom, by the way.
Aw.
Yeah, I think my single biggest contribution to this speedrunning scene was coming in from playing Final Fantasy I a bunch, where haste has the exact same effect it does in this game, and being like, hey, maybe we should use this.
Yeah. Going to the big cube.
Yes, we are.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for Javis.
You know, good old Mr. VHS face.
Leave me alone! Where am I going? I need to go up and not down.
Yeah.
get
Good old
turned around so
autopilot
easily.
brain.
Yeah. Floppy disk brain, that's why I have the hints on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Javis is here?
Nah, there's no way.
Can't tell. I need more clues, honestly. Ooh, Neon Labyrinth. Okay, I like this aesthetic.
So how do you like the 90s?
Yeah.
Yes,
Here we are.
exactly.
In particular, on the OST, the name of the battle track for this dungeon is Fighting in the 90s.
This enemy changes our color. And that's it.
That's funny. Oh yeah,
It
Claire
can
looks
attack
so
as well,
nice.
but
I like.
Oh, it actually
I can
attacked.
vibe with this color palette for Claire.
yeah.
Yeah.
It sadly doesn't last. It goes away.
Aw,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay.
That said, the color palette for Claire is the only color palette she has, and it's actually a reference to another media property. As confirmed by the creator.
That's
Did
fun.
not know that.
That's a cute reference.
Are you ready to go to a 90s restaurant?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
This is so good. I love this. I love the fight background too. That's so cute.
Yeah, so theoretically, there's, maybe a 1 in a billion chance that we could skip this fight. But it's like in the middle of a one-tile wide corridor. There's no real way we're going to get around this in any reasonable amount of time. And so as far as the community is concerned, this fight is mandatory.
It's like you can try and go for it, but otherwise, yeah.
I mean, there's not even like a try to go for it, because like when we get out of here, it would have to like dip all the way around here and then dip into that dead end right there.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that would not. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe it could squish on the left side, you grow to the right, but no, I see it's locked in the middle, so
Yep.
Yeah.
that's
And, like,
unfortunate.
For all I know, it's also just strictly mandatory, and it's got limits on how far away it can wander.
True. That could be true too. That's a good point.
But yeah, no, as far as we know. We're gonna dip down here real quick to pick up the next key we need, and also a very important consumable.
Yes.
So you will recall that I mentioned that star power is very good, lets you use your best abilities for the most part, but it doesn't like persist between battles. That star fruit will max out your star meter, giving you all 5 gauges, which is going to be
battle. Yep.
very important for one fight in particular.
One very obnoxious fight if you don't have the star fruit.
Also, shoutouts to my favorite room in the game.
Yep.
rules.
And this next room hurts my eyeballs so bad.
Yeah, it's a little green.
A little
bit.
green.
Oh my god, they're large. This
Yeah,
is
so
so fun.
Yeah, so this is going through a couple of different palettes. I, at one point, noted what they all were, but obviously the mono green is the classic Game Boy look.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, Final Fantasy II Legend is what came to mind for me. Of like that
yeah.
color.
This is my favorite area.
Ooh, this is so pretty.
Right?
I love it.
Apologies to your video encoder.
True. Worth.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're just making our way to the back of the dungeon, where we'll find a mini-boss. The mini-boss is very straightforward. We just beat it up.
Alright, sounds easy to me.
Yeah,
Easy
like,
peasy.
this game doesn't have that much in the way of, like, much to do at this stage of the game. This boss doesn't really have any weaknesses we can exploit, so the best thing we can do is just take our physical hitters and use them to hit this boss as hard as we can.
Makes sense.
Yes, there we go.
The bottom leftish tile kind of looks like a Trapinch.
Right?
I'm just
does. It absolutely does.
It's so good. Little jagged mouth.
And I'm pretty sure the one next to it is like Allison's foot.
That's great. Nice.
Oh, and actually, I just got reminded of something. As mentioned earlier, this is patch 1.2. We had a couple of minor 1.1 versions along the way, but there should be another one coming out soon. And one of the bugs that's in this game right now is when Jody joined the party, she was level 1. It's going to be very exciting when that patch hits and Jody starts joining at a higher level.
Oh, that's gonna be so nice.
Specifically, depending on how high of a level she joins at, there is a chance that, well, not only that a lot of the fights in this dungeon in particular are going to go way faster, but also that some fights later on will be much easier. Do you want to talk about what you did, or are you busy menuing?
I am busy menuing, so go for it.
Okay, so you will notice we're in a boss fight now. You'll notice that when we went into the door, there was a menu that said, do you want to watch the cutscene or skip to the boss? There's actually a fairly lengthy cutscene that plays before this boss, normally. And if you're playing this casually, the first time you get here, you will not be asked if you want to stop and view the cutscene or not. That menu there is a safety mechanism in case you wipe the boss or your game crashes, to make life easier for you as a player to come back and be like, yeah, you know what? I just want to get right back into that boss fight.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and it turns out that because it's set up to work when the game crashes, we can set things up beforehand and utilize it to basically set up that cutscene skip without much in the way of issue. It was found completely by accident by a community member, and it shows up exactly one other time for one other boss fight.
That's a pretty fun exploit that you wouldn't think to do. That's neat.
And since it's completely accidental, and someone could just completely legitimately have this fight go badly, force quit the game and try and start back up, we just decided to allow it.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, and setting it up is really easy because this is a PC game. There is exactly one file that you just make a copy of in a separate folder, and before you start your run, you copy that file into the folder, and you're good to go.
Nice. That's cool.
Yep. That fight should have taken me 2 full rounds instead of 3, but I forgot to cast Spellblade.
Yeah, even then, with the modern strats, that fight, is not that difficult. It's really once you start seeing more and more and more of the gumballs that it gets off the rails. But the fact that you were able to take it out before the 3 gumball round, that third one can freeze people, is where it starts to get scary.
So the teleporter back to town is broken. We are going to try and get Ipsy here to fix it for us.
What an amazing, immaculate character design. Just a nerdy little zombie goblin.
Yeah, the characters in this are all so great.
I love Ipsy.
Also, we're probably approaching a good time for our first break. So whenever a comfy place to pause is, we can totally do that.
All right. This is as good a spot as any.
All right,
you
sweet.
want,
Well, then we will just pause the timer and the game. Perfect. I hope everyone has been enjoying our Comfy Queer RPG today. I've really been enjoying this. It's been super, super fun. We're just going to take a short break so everyone, stretch, get a snack, and settle on in for the second. We have more of this game to go. Going to have a great time, and we'll see you in a bit. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tiny Treefort, a mini-series showing off Frame Fatal's Game of the Month entries. So we've been playing Super Lesbian Animal RPG. If you're a woman in the speedrun community that wants to learn games with us, feel free to send a message to the FF Twitter account or go to gamesoquick.com/framefatals to get information on how you can join us. This month, we're actually learning Hamtaro Ham Ham Heartbreak, which is a game I've speedrun before. It's been a ton of fun. You still got a few weeks if you want to join us in to learn that speedrun. But let's get back to our Super Lesbian Animal RPG run. We got NBZ and Leggy Starscream here. Y'all ready to jump back into this cuteness?
Ready to go.
I'm here for the ride.
Sweet. Let's get a countdown and we'll keep going.
All right, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, so now we are in in order to fix the issue with the teleporter, we have to go into this mini dungeon, which is suffering from the magical equivalent of a gas leak.
Yes.
So it is rough. There are shadowy enemies that disappear after a single round. And our goal is to try to only take 2 of them. This one you can't.
Come on.
Rude!
That was
my
so
God.
not nice.
But fairly straightforward, though, a little bit of time loss. And now we are in an infinite room, and the only way out is to do a certain number of screen transitions. So we just sit here and go back up and down and repeatedly.
We got our 1990s walkie-talkie. Oh, and what's this?
Well, it's interesting because, this game is also just confirmation that trans women in games follow the exact same pattern set out by Celeste.
Yep.
You have the evil alter ego, and eventually we're going to climb a mountain.
Okay, I'm in.
Yep.
The emo alter ego is so good. Very good color
Right?
palette.
And there's some really cool mirroring of the face sprite between Melody and Harmony if you actually sit down and look at their sprites while we're not trying to match their dialogue.
Time to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And on to Act 3.
Which starts with a beach party.
Beach party? That sounds
Yeah.
nice.
Well, see? You have the whole party and we're on a beach. It's a beach party.
That's so cute. Sapphire Coast. All right.
Mm-hmm.
How many acts are there total?
5, not counting the exceptionally short prologue
Cool.
and the fairly short epilogue.
Nice. That's cozy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing great on time. Making good progress.
Oh yeah.
Only a minute behind PPE right now.
Yo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not too bad.
Unlike
a
the
bit further behind.
town.
Uh-oh. We're having some glitches here, aren't we?
Just a few.
Yep. So, as it turns out, Javis, the evil VHS face guy, was behind the glitches way back in Act 1. The dungeon we just cleared that ended with the gumball fight was another headquarters that he had set up. But he had a secret plan to come in here and glitch out our hometown. And so now we have to go through the glitched out town and find a couple of civilians and save them.
And we're going to use the tried and true speed up, attack method.
It's so fast.
So good.
Yeah. The snail is so good. Her delicious. It's so amazing.
Yeah, so the looter scooter in general is kind of the metal slime of this game. There's the looter scooter, and there's the platinum looter scooter in various areas that, you know, very high defense, very high rewards for taking them out.
Yes.
The recursive looter scooter here is just a normal enemy, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we've got 4 warp stones. We need to use them on 4 NPCs in this town that's definitely having a bit of a time. And remember when I was talking about how corridors were a nightmare sometimes for dodging monsters?
Ooh, okay.
That one right there.
That was tight.
That was really bad.
Oh,
Nice job.
you got saved.
I did. I've never had it go down there before.
Yeah. That particular enemy is notoriously awful for just getting in your way, and then when you run from an encounter, you'll notice the enemy grays out and they back off a little. The spot where that monster likes to hang out when it's backing off is like exactly in the one tile you need to get through to get to the other side. And so you have to wait for it to become corporeal again, so you can go back into the fight, leave the fight again, and then walk by it. It is the worst.
Because enemies will only take 2 steps after you have fled from them. And then they'll sit there until they are corporeal again. Oh, come on, Cloud. This one's bad too.
Yeah. But at least it doesn't, like, lock you down.
True. Going over to get our last person over here.
Yeah. You'll notice we're targeting the dark horses first whenever we see them. That's because they attack twice. They can also use the mana drain attack we saw earlier from the super flag robots. And we need that MP to do things like fight and cast frost.
Oh, don't corrupt me.
No.
Alright, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Fight's over. All good.
We're fine. We're out of there. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Aww. They're so cute.
Right.
Oh.
Teleported her to safety. It's okay.
Okay. I was like, aw.
Now we see a traitor, Paula,
The polar bear.
who was our co-worker, I believe.
Yeah, she was Allison's co-worker, but the two of them never really got along. Paula's got some weird... Paula's got issues. And definitely some unresolved trauma. and definitely is dealing with it in unhealthy ways.
Yeah.
But we're down here back in the basement dungeon using a secret exit that we don't need to go through earlier. As it turns out, the map we just walked through is literally the same one we did earlier. If someone knows things about RPG Maker and how it handles screen transitions and stuff and can figure out a way to jump to this scene from the first instance of the basement dungeon, I will be eternally grateful.
Yeah, who out here able to help us find some skips? That would be really cool.
That would be amazing.
It would. The routing would be so wild, and like, you wouldn't have Jody.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be so different.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would be a
Find a way
case
to
of like
level.
splitting the category too.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But it would be just wild to see what you could do with that.
That'd be so cool.
We'll have some pressure plates here, which you do not want to hit, because then you fight enemies.
Yeah, those gold statues come to life and attack you. We're in the good guys' secret underground headquarters. And obviously they've got a couple of booby traps floating around in case would-be evildoers came invading.
Makes sense to me. That's just good practice.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta have good security. The other thing they've got is a treasure room full of goodies.
Oh, I'm a fan of that.
Me too.
One of
Sounds
those
very
goodies,
helpful.
of course, is the single best line of dialogue in this video game.
Oh, I'm ready.
We'll be there shortly.
Mm-hmm.
First, we have to go grab a key.
It is an RPG dungeon, after all. So from this key, there's two ways to get back to where we need to go. One is to pull the lever, walk over the spikes, and go back down the way we came. The other is to backtrack the way we're going right now. It turns out it's faster to backtrack. I forget by how much, but it was impressive.
That's not something you would expect, but someone just
Yeah.
sits down and times it, and you're like, wow.
Right? And so that lever disables the pressure plates that would activate that statue, so we don't need to worry about doing the zigzaggies to get back out of here. The code for the vault is always the same. There's a clue in that big room to the south of here. And now we're in the warehouse, where all the goodies are.
And the best dialogue is coming up. Here it is.
All right.
Sword!
Sword! The text size on that is so beautiful. Everyone in chat, you gotta say it with us. You gotta just sword. That was beautiful.
Yeah, so the sword is just a great upgrade for Allison. The flame rod that we picked up is also very important. When equipped, it'll give your character a few more, magical power. But when you use it as a physical attack, it does a weaker version of Claire's Scorch attack, which does magical damage. If it's on Claire, she gets star points for physically attacking. And we have this little spell called Speed Up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just gonna combo so nasty.
And as it turns out, the next boss we're coming up on is weak to fire.
It's all coming up wins.
Literally behind the store.
Lovely. For now, this looks right. Melody. No, you don't get that. Is that a sec? You get that. You get Chronomancer. Now you can have the staff. And yes, I want Magical Girl. And Spellblade, sure. Should be good.
All right, time to see the plan in action.
So here's Paula. As mentioned, bit of a jerk. Got some issues. But we're going to start off by buffing Allison immensely. All those buffs stack. So basically, speed up is a ×2 buff. The Flame Sword, I forget what Paula's exact fire weakness multiplier is, but that also stacks. The Kiss is 15%, and then if we really wanted to go wild, Claire has a power-up ability that adds another 20% to physical damage.
Yeah.
Though, it does cost her a turn from doing her own attacks, so there's a trade-off between using it versus not.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Pretty good on heals. You just attack. I'm gonna speed you back up. You attack.
Nice burn, by the way.
Yeah. Sick burn. Oh, come on.
The dodge.
Maybe I'm like, oh yeah, that should do it. Nope.
Yeah. One of the nice things about magical attacks is that they don't miss, and they always do a set amount of damage based off of your stats and the enemy's stats.
Mm-hmm. That seemed like a pretty clean fight, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was nice.
Like, with the really good upgrades we just got out of the dungeon, that fight is not scary at all. But now we're into probably the longest cutscene of the game.
Yes.
It's basically going to carry us all the way through the end of this act. And so we get the big plan reveal of the evil people. And Javis here is summoning the almighty, or the all-powerful Queen Verena.
But very slowly. Javis is not aware that we're
Very slowly.
speedrunning the game.
No, Javis is aware that we're speedrunning the game.
You're
That's
probably
the
right,
problem.
actually, yeah.
They're sabotaging.
Yeah. So, for the backstory, Verena lived on this planet many, many years ago, and is now the inspiration to Fortuna, the goddess of magic for the people here. She's back. She's angry. She wants revenge for undisclosed reasons. And doesn't seem to quite get that any of the people she's talking to were definitely not around the last time she was here.
Details, you know?
Again, she's got some trauma. She's got some things she's working
Yeah.
through. It's definitely not the healthiest way to go through this.
No, it's unfortunate.
But we're getting the backstory on the religion of this world. And as it turns out, Claire might have done a bit of an oopsie doodle.
Oh no.
Just a bit. Just a
So
small one.
you remember that ritual at the beginning of the game where, you know, there were like the candles, and then we went into basically Melody's connection to the astral plane? Yeah, that's a spell Claire found out of that spell book, which just happened to be Verena's old book.
Oh no.
Which definitely alerted the bad guys to our presence. Whoopsie!
My bad. You know.
Yeah.
But, like, we got cool paladin powers out of it, so...
And now we're going through a panic attack in slow motion is what I like to call it.
Oh.
Like, this scene is so well done and well paced with the world collapsing in as Melody's fears and anxieties and self-image issues crop up and collapse in on her from the stress of everything. She's having a really bad time, and unfortunately Allison says exactly the wrong thing.
Oh, no. Which is also, you know, an accurate representation of, like, sometimes your partner doesn't know what to say in the moment, and it sucks.
Yeah.
That
Like,
Absolutely.
that also happens and is true. It's unfortunate.
yeah. But it is so well done. It's so well framed. God, I wish it could go faster.
Yes.
In the speed run, it's a little, you know, a little dramatic.
Yeah. And now we're starting off Act 4 with a continuation of the cutscene. Faith got a message through pneumatic tube from her old mentor and is sending us all off to go meet up with her in the mountains from earlier. So you remember when we stopped by the astral plane? The astral plane is basically this game's fast travel system. And as it
cool.
turns out, one of the places where there's an astral plane door is in Leone Magic on the second floor. That just opens for us.
That's so sick.
It's really
That's
convenient.
Nice. Yeah, that is.
We also find a bunny in the well.
Oh,
We rescue it.
funny.
But nunny.
That is very important.
Yes. And so we're back here. If we kept going off to the right, that would be where the trafficking fight was earlier. But now we're gonna go through the Polychrome Cavern, which is actually a really interesting dungeon with a lot of cool stuff going on, but it's also got a very linear critical path that
Yes.
we only deviate from if we want to pick up an extra star fruit.
Oh, this is where the second one is. I never get the second one, so I never
Yeah.
bothered to figure it out.
Yeah, so I sat down and I watched Kyra's runs just to find out where it was because I just needed to know. But yeah, who's ready for Dragon Jump Scare?
What? Dragons? I'm in.
Dragon!
Oh my god.
He is amazing.
She's so perfect.
Loves
Her
Xenia.
little staff. Oh my
Right?
god.
Also, stepping on her quilt is a time loss.
Yep.
Is there like a cutscene that happens of like, don't step on my quilt, please?
It's some dialogue, yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Her house has a lot of really cool stuff you can wander around and look at once she gives you permission to.
hmm
Aww.
Obviously, we're going to do none of that because it's slow, but it's also
Yeah.
really, really good and definitely highly recommended. To give away one of the things, when she's wandering around and doesn't want to be recognized as a dragon, she disguises herself as a giraffe.
That is adorable. Oh my god.
And so here we're getting the backstory. Xenia is very old as a dragon and was the first person on this planet to meet up with Verena when she showed up here. And they became very fast friends. Verena used the ritual we saw at the beginning of the game to give Xenia her magic.
Aww.
And then something expressly unspecified, but still incredibly bad happened that Xenia still does not want to talk about after all this time.
Aww.
But she can tell that there's some stress and tension going on in the party because, wise, matronly, mentor figure type.
Just feeling the vibes.
And it's like, you know what? We're going to split the party, and we're going to have people wander around and, pick berries, and also talk about their feelings. But we're not going to tell you. But I'm not going to tell you that part. You're just going to do it because, 1,000 years old. I know it's good.
I know what to do, and when you split up, that's generally going to happen, and it's so smart.
Yeah. So Melody and Claire are hashing things out. Melody is going over just like the fight that happened with Allison, and for extra context, both of them are trans and are going to bond over that a little bit later in this dialogue. It's all really good, really adorable, highly worth your time to just sit down and read through it all. But for now, we're going to try and dodge that annoying enemy.
Hey, you did it.
I got lucky the first time, and not the second time.
Oh, dang, that was close.
I shouldn't have said anything. Should have waited until you were fast. But there is one other thing we're going to need to do here, which is we have a flame rod, but what about second rod?
Cross rod.
So yeah, now we can go fight Trine. Oh wait, wrong game. Sorry.
Now we
so
throw holy rods at Kefka, right? Not flame rods.
there were a few ice rods, and I think there was a thunder rod in there.
Okay, so we could go fight Kefka, maybe.
Yeah, but for the purposes of this game, we can't actually break the rods. Both of them are equivalent. One just does ice damage, one does fire damage. They both give a fair bit of a boost to the magical stat, so both of the lovely ladies on screen are going to wind up equipping the two of them. But in particular, a lot of the enemies that are coming up are weak to frost, so Claire will wind up with the frost wand.
Claire has twisted her ankle. We're going to heal that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I love the, you are one of my best friends. Been there. That's such a moment,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. It's important to tell your friends you love them.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And yeah, both of them have their moments of self-reflection. They're, they just talk it out, which is always really important.
It is.
And now we have our other two lovely ladies, who start off by, Allison's like, hey, I should try one of these berries. It smells like that tea we had. That's because it was made of this.
Whoa, what a coincidence.
Yeah. And now we come up on the worst non-boss encounter in the game.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
This one can be scary.
So in particular, the Snow Batman there in the middle can inflict that frost status effect we were talking about. This time, we don't have Melody in the party to cure it. Additionally, the bushy-tailed bandit EXs have a very annoyingly high dodge chance. Luckily, I didn't commentate curse that one.
Yep, that one went well.
Yeah. But that is always one where I'm just holding my breath until that fight's over.
Oh, I actually had one just the other day of that fight where I did not get hit a single time because I counterattacked every attack.
Oh, that's so good.
It was amazing.
The dream.
I think I've still got it on a VOD. I can maybe go back and clip that.
Yeah. So, one of the other things that happened in the most recent update is that this exact screen was changed to include that little tutorial for how those star exclamation point tiles work.
And I don't know about you, but it confused the heck out of me.
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk about how long I spent in the tank trying to figure out this puzzle.
Here. Now for long slides.
Yep. There is, like, no efficient way to get through that particular section.
Yeah.
It's so rough.
Oh, this is fun. This is a fun spin on like a classic ice puzzle.
Right?
Oh no!
Oh, the enemy was that was rude.
Why? Why do I have to twitch at the most inopportune times?
And this, of course, is one of the very few unrunnable encounters in this video.
Yeah. It's pretty
Luckily,
quick,
it's easy.
but
And, like, you're never going to turn up a level on Allison. Let's be real.
true. I've got one potion, which hopefully will be enough, and I missed what I was supposed to do there. There we go.
I personally like stopping at that vending machine just to pick up, like, a small stack of potions. But
I usually I like to have two, but one is generally enough.
yeah, I probably can start routing that out. I'm just always so scared on this upcoming boss fight.
It can be terrifying, especially when you forget to cast barrier first.
Yeah. And now Allison and Jody are talking about, relationships and how theirs didn't work out, which is why they're both now seeing other people. When they hear a roar in the distance, and Paula's having a bad time.
It seems to be the trend, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What? Barrier.
I mean, she thinks she's having a great time, but yeah, it's one of those that is like, you get imbued with a little too much magical power, and it starts to do bad things to you after a certain point.
Makes sense.
I'm a safety
Everything in
hero.
moderation, you know?
Yeah. The good news about this fight is you only have to get it down halfway.
Oh, there we go. Fire did it for me.
Nice.
The one time a bird can actually do it.
Yep.
So unfortunately, she faints from the stress on her body from being overcharged with mana. And Melody takes care of that using that mana drain ability that we normally don't love so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, as it turns out, Paula's mad at us because she overheard us talking about the ritual, and she thinks we cheated to get her magic.
Interesting.
And very unhealthy worldview around, what she's owed by the world and society.
Yeah.
Melody and Allison make up and apologize to each other after the fight, which, in relationships, fights happen. But it's important to be willing to apologize and reconcile and try to do better.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're Verena!
You get to play as Verena?
We do.
Oh, that's sick. I love when games do this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very short section, but we get to walk around a little bit.
talk to that slime if you're playing casually, trust me.
Yes. And I'm done controlling Verena.
Yep. Though, we've still got a couple of dialogue boxes as her as she teleports through the world to see some of the places we used to stomp around, and one place we haven't been yet. This one might have been a mistake.
Then we're gonna get the classic bad guy takes advantage of us at our lowest moment. Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's going through a lot. But while walking around with Melody and talking it out, Melody had the great idea of like, hey, what if we resolve this by talking it out?
What a great idea!
Right?
Wow, I love this idea. We should all take this with us into our daily lives, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Zinnia consolidates all of our debuff removing spells into one, which, really just saves us on the menuing space. But also gives us a key that opens the door you saw briefly on that screen. We'll be going through exactly one of those, though they are scattered across the world, and a whole bunch of really good goodies are hiding in each of them.
Might get a double fight here. No, we
Nope.
gotta wait.
Woo! Interesting. You do this in the opposite order that I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here. I like that those orbs are just our enemy the whole entire time of optional encounters. Just you see them and I'm like, oh no, get out of here.
Oh, wait, is that actually faster?
I feel like it is.
We'll have to sit down and time that because
I think I tried your way because I watched Punchy do it, and Punchy did it your way.
yeah. Oh, well, technically it's Kyra's way.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we'll have to sit down and time that because, for context for people to chat, the way that I usually do it is hopping through the door back to Zinnia's gate, then walking down through to that screen, then hopping back to Zinnia's gate, going in, picking up that mysterious key, and going forward from there. To this screen. Which will give us access to the final town of the run.
And our last purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we went out of the way there to go get a second rabbit. Or second critter.
So everyone say hi to Mint the Fairy.
Hi, Mint. Mint is such a good fairy name.
Right? We buy the Fairy Hammer, which is literally heavier than Mint. It is also, outside of like some weapons that are hidden behind doing long quest lines, the strongest weapon we can get. So the strongest weapon we can get easily. In particular, it is so strong and so heavy that Allison can no longer equip Spellbook. But that's okay, because we're just speeding her up anyway. Yeah. The Inner Beast Spellbook is great, but for now, Hammer.
coming up. Remember that star fruit we got in the very beginning of Act 2?
Mm-hmm.
We are actually going to use that finally.
Yep. We're going to go through the final Dragon Gate. And meet a helper jelly.
How cute, right?
Oh my gosh. It's gonna be an evil helper jelly, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
Shoutouts to Heavy Jelly. In particular, Heavy Jelly is the worst. Heavy Jelly can only take damage from star power attacks. Which means our usual strategy of speeding up and then doing basic attacks isn't quite going to work out.
Gotcha. And I screwed up my speed up. I meant to speed up Claire, but I didn't go over enough.
But the good news is
anything.
that even if Heavy Jelly does not take damage, we still generate star power on people who generate star power from doing those attacks. So Claire will be able to charge up her star power and start using her star power attacks in a little bit. Look, menuing is impossible. No one's ever been able to do it right.
Oof. This is the worst menuing I've done in a long time.
But yeah, with the Star Fruit, this fight's going to be over very quickly. And Guard on Melody and Jody is faster than anything else they could be doing, and also the amount of damage they contribute. Melody might be able to contribute with a gust, but I don't know the calculations there. Jody does not have any offensive star power abilities this time, so we're just gonna head on up to Mount Sappho.
Mount Sappho. That's a good name.
Yeah,
that's right. This time, the mountain is gay.
Love it.
And as with any good RPG, you need a minecart section.
Mm-hmm. I just love it that, you get through the game, and the game's pretty queer. There's a lot of really cute gay couples, and then the game's just like, oh, you thought we were trying to be subtle, huh? Here, have Mount Sappho.
Yeah, yeah.
These three enemies in minecarts are all unrunnable fights, all going on their set scripts, and are really, really scary to try and dodge correctly.
Yes.
They aren't that bad. At this point, our team is very well equipped to handle basically any random encounter.
Yeah.
My anxiety spikes every single time.
Oh yeah, my heart was going.
So this fight is actually really straightforward. Allison just picked up a new special attack called Lightning Kicks, which is an AoE lightning attack, which the VHS tapes just happen to be weak to. Meaning that with Claire using the Frost Wand on the middle enemy, this fight goes down in 2 rounds, assuming nothing bad happens.
Like that.
Like that.
Okay, it still went down. We're good, we're good.
Jody with the save.
Thank you, Jody. And now, guess what? We're gonna go back through the minecarts.
Because it is faster than going forward through the rest of everything.
Alright, we're good.
Nice. Run away from the evil D20. And as we can see, yeah, looks like the enemy faction has, settled in.
Looking a little dangerous over here.
Alright, I have to do this whole thing. Equip Machinist so that I can get Chronomancer from you. Put on Melody. Okay. There's no easy, just unequipped button on keyboard. I don't know about controller.
Yeah, it's still as awkward, but you can just menu to an empty slot.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll unequip. But
Yeah.
that's as optimal as it gets. So honestly, doing the swap you did here, given how many spellbooks we've got going on, is probably faster.
Yeah, with only 3 or 4 spellbooks.
Yeah. If you just had 1 or 2, then I would just, go over to your empty slot, but with 2 movements you have to do... Again, probably something we'll have to sit down and time out.
Yep.
But Allison gets a solo section here, where we will just attempt to hit these enemies with a big hammer.
So many dodges and misses this round.
Wouldn't be this game without him.
Yep. Not a single counterattack either. Could have done a dive on that, but...
It's all over now.
Easy peasy, 1 horse. No counterattacks. I think I'm saving up the counterattacks. I think that's what's going on.
I believe. We get another scene with Paula to just chat. And Paula, unlike earlier, our enemy decides to say something accidentally helpful.
Let's go!
Woo!
Classic
So there
enemy
are 3
mistake.
enemies here, including literal nothingness.
Oh.
Oh, there's our counter.
Well, that's a
And
dodge,
lots of dodges and misses.
right? At least we're getting some of them.
Yeah. I just hope Javis is nice with the dodges and misses and
Yeah.
guns.
All right, we're getting the band back together again.
Yay!
1 character at a time. But Allison has to, have a little heart-to-heart first. Yeah. Adventuring is stressful, especially when you're a new couple, and talking it out is one of the most important skills you can have in a relationship.
And good hugs.
True! That's very important.
Yeah. If there's one thing you should take away from this game, it's talk with your partners about the important things.
Very true. Yeah, the color scheme in this cave, very good.
Very good. One of my least favorite fights.
Yeah, so the cosmic enemies, there's a cosmic warrior and a cosmic... I forget what it is exactly, the name of the enemy exactly. The cosmic warrior does not take damage from magical damage. The other one does not take damage from physical damage. It's rough.
And they used no fun on me, so I can't do anything with Melody.
Yep. But in the end, Fight seems to be going pretty okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
I've had them use no fun on both characters and almost kill Melody.
Oof.
Because you can't heal, so.
Yeah. But anyway, we have picked up Jody. Just gotta go find everyone's favorite cow. Well, my second favorite cow, but that's beside the point.
Who's your favorite cow?
My wife.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's cute.
No, it's a cow furry. I love her.
Nice.
I love her dearly.
Big win.
Opening the chest before talking to Claire is time loss because she gets salty.
That's
Yes.
hilarious.
She gets very salty. Yeah, a lot of the little details in this game are what make it great. We're gonna pick up this picnic set for healing. And I had a run wipe here, so let's hope it doesn't happen this time.
I believe.
Attack, frost. Yeah, frost. And attack.
Yeah, like this is the last random fight we have to take, and it is just the perfect maelstrom of enemies you do not want to deal with. As previously mentioned, the Cosmic Warrior and Cosmic Spectre are immune to physical and magical damage. Flip that. And then we talked about Dark Horses and how they are just the absolute worst.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Well, this is fine. Because Claire is still alive.
Yeah, she's hanging in there.
I'm gonna keep healing Claire, because if Claire dies, I can't kill that thing on the right. Well, I could with Melody, I guess, but...
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
there we go.
alright. Yeah,
Okay.
The good news is we don't need to worry about reviving Allison. After battle, people come back with 1 HP.
Yes. We're gonna get this hat
Yeah.
for Melody.
Part of the dialogue for the critter item that we picked up earlier was that Claire got a tiny witch hat because she refuses to wear other hats. In fact, you cannot equip hat items to Claire other than the tiny witch hat, which you can equip to her because it fits under her big poofy hat.
I did learn that that's not entirely true. She will equip the fighter's headband.
She'll equip headbands and circlets.
Yeah.
Which, you know, she could probably either put over the hat or put the hat on top of. But, like, the witch hat you just picked up for Melody, Claire will not wear because her hat is better.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Her hat is very nice. I mean, I agree.
Right?
I don't disagree.
Yeah, no. She's got very strong hat opinions, and you know what? I'm here for it.
I'm so here for it.
As it turns out, that Gumball Goliath has the exact same stat line as the boss we fought earlier. You will notice, much easier now.
Much easier.
We've got equipment and levels.
Alright, this next room is the bane of my existence.
Oh no.
It is another pressure plate puzzle. And of course, the pressure plate tiles are not drawn in the middle of the tile they're attached to. So they're drawn in one of the corners.
Yeah.
So the visual cue is just a nightmare to get used to.
It's horrendous. It's like, oh yeah, I've got so much space. I can take one more step. No, you can't. You can't. Don't do it.
Yeah, this
Actually,
is
let's.
And this is an upgraded version of the first boss from long, long ago. Not much upgraded. It's still going to be a bit of a pushover, but at least it isn't going to just be, you know, a complete chump. Just mostly a chump.
Yeah, just mostly. That was pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. 3 more fights to go.
And they're not easy.
So this next one. So there is an argument for this next fight about whether or not to go for speed or safety. Specifically, the safety strat is instead of putting Chronomancer on Melody, you leave the Magical Girl book on her. And so you have that little bit of extra AoE healing. But if you leave Chronomancy on her, you can do a lot of damage really quickly. The issue is that if Javis does the wrong abilities, that's not the worst one.
It's not the worst, but it's a bad start.
Yeah, and honestly, it eats 1 round of Allison's attacks.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been way, way worse here. So Javis has a couple of attacks. He's got, you know, that big laser beam. He's got a corruption beam. He's also got, I forget what it's called. It's like the betrayal beam or something, where it will gain control of one of your party members and force all the other party members to attack them. It's rough.
Yeah, it does so much damage.
And then every 20% of Javis's HP you take off, he will summon.
Oh no.
Yeah, so here's the betrayal.
Oh, I survived. Oh, Jody's chained.
Yeah, he will summon one of your party members who will do their special attacks back at you.
Hurt? Not too bad, actually. But I need to cure that. Be fine.
All right. Okay, we're in the melody phase. That means Javis is down to below 20% HP.
Nice.
Another betrayal.
Oh, that's death.
No.
That's death for Allison. It's not death for the party or the run.
No.
Melody has enough. Go ahead.
I'm sad. I want her to be alive. All right, we're good.
I got her back.
Yay.
All right, and this is over.
Whew. A little spicy,
That was
spicy.
a little spicy, but nice job.
We got there. Oh. That's probably the hardest fight in the game. And I forgot to use a picnic set going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Still made it work.
Yeah.
Got lucky. The other day, my hand kept twitching, and I hit no on this.
What
Like, do you want to go to the final boss? Yes or no? And I was like, yes. But I kept twitching, and I hit it. I'm not joking. I hit no 5 times in a row.
No. That is brutal.
Oh my goodness.
We'll speed up Claire in the hopes that Claire will be able to do something.
Yeah, so this is the fight against Verena herself, because you tried to come up and talk, and she's like, nah.
And then I want to do fair on Claire. Okay, I got 1 dodge.
Yeah, so Claire also has this spell, which, as you can see, Verena's gone. We can't attack her, but she'll come back and attack us just fine. It's annoying. It eats time.
Attack.
And it makes me make grumpy noises.
Yeah, usually you can get lucky and not actually have that attack go off at all during the whole fight. Or it'll go off right as the turn ends. Twice in a row, really? Right as the turn ends, so then she just immediately comes back and you don't have to worry about it. Alright.
But yeah,
More
like,
attack.
she's got a couple of different attacks, including a big AoE. She's got an attack that will do large single target damage. She's got one that does a fair bit of damage and will also inflict a entire wall of status effects.
She does not like it when we kiss.
Yeah, like, honestly, can you blame her? If I was fighting someone and they started making out in the middle of battle, I'd be a little weirded out too.
Be like, hey, listen, we gotta finish this, then do whatever.
Yeah.
You. When the screen is pink, we've got more magic attack power. I want to use Cracking the Armor.
Cracking the Armor is a button that we have not talked about yet because Jody only very recently got access to it. It's actually secretly one of the best skills in the game because unlike most buffs that give your team extra bonuses to their stats, Cracking the Armor does a little bit of damage and gives the enemy a defense down buff, lowering their physical and magical resistance by 25%. Which, at this stage of the game, enemies have a lot of both defense, so it's actually incredibly potent. I'd have to look and see like what the equivalent percent buff to damage is for, you know, if you were to boost your offense instead.
And now I do have a really important question for everybody. And that is, do you like magical girl transformations?
Oh, you bet.
Oh yeah.
I think we can do something for you.
Yeah. So, you know how for a while people have said the exact wrong things by accident? Melody said the exact right thing by accident. Rita had no idea Zinnia was still alive. And Melody, in talking about, while Rita was talking about what happened, Melody's like, yeah, we talked to Zinnia. She didn't tell us what happened. And Rita had a moment of, wait, she's alive?
She's going to chase after her.
Yeah, so now she's run off to go talk with her wife about things.
Oh.
But unfortunately, Javis has other ideas.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Javis is like, I still want to rule the world. So, welcome to the wonderful world of biblically accurate VHS tapes.
Oh, God.
Literally what it says. What's an RPG without attacking and killing a god?
Yeah, very true. Very true. That's required.
So, we saw this earlier. Twice. Well, once happened off screen. But Paula got a huge infusion of magical energy. It was rough, and we're lucky we got her back and took the mana out of her before it caused her irreparable harm to her physical form.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the same thing because otherwise this is going to be rough. And of course, Melody just wants to be a big dang hero.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I love it so much.
So welcome to bonus stage. Melody and Allison have incredibly buff stats and some completely broken special abilities. Melody now, by default, just has a full party AoE heal. Allison's physical damage output is just through the roof. And one of the things you'll notice about God King Javis here is the eyeball on the top right now. He cycles through which one of the directions he's weak to, and you can always tell by where that eyeball is.
And for the most part, we don't worry about Jody or Claire in this.
Yeah.
It can be helpful if you can get off a magic attack up, but at the same time, it's also not the easiest thing to manage because Javis kills Claire very quickly.
Yeah. Cracking the Arbor is also just super useful in this fight.
Yes.
Let's
see. Still left.
And as you can see, we're dealing 2,500 damage per swing when we're hitting the right direction here. Like, this fight seems intense, and the music really backs that up, but for us, it's much more of a victory lap than anything else.
Yes. Nice to have a fight at the end that is not going to murder me.
Yeah. That glitch barrier is removable by Melody's star power magic attack. The cleansing light. Yeah, that one. But yeah, this is over.
And bang.
Yep. Time is not yet. Time is coming up very, very soon, though. We're going to have a little more wrap up. We have to deal with the fact that we supercharged our heroes real quick.
We got about 3 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be coming back to the mountain, and then Melody and Allison are going to take a road trip back home.
Cute. Road trips are important.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, their closet with all the little potions in it is so good. I love it.
Yeah, as it turns out, to give away a little bit of the details here, in the spellbook Claire found, there was a spell to put things away in hammer space. So that's all Claire's stuff in Verita's house.
That's so funny.
Yep. We get a Team Rocket moment.
Yes. Happy ending.
And God, this music gets me every time.
It's so good.
It's really good.
Music in this game has just been top notch the whole time.
Yes.
Really, really amazing.
Yeah, so the game wants you to go back to all the towns you visited, talk to everyone now that the world's saved,
Mm-hmm.
you know, wrap up all the bits of story. The game even tells you to go talk to Zinnia, who is talking with Verena, of course. But we could just ignore all of that. Just go straight to bed. We're tired. We're heroes. And time is going to
heroes.
be
About 15
once
seconds.
once the logo starts fading in, which will also be when the music vocals kick in.
Yeah. Vocals kick in, I think, like a second before.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yay! GG!
GG.
Great run.
Thank you. Oh,
Sub 2 hours on the clock.
Yo.
my hand is tired from holding down the skip dialogue button all day. This is my third run of the day.
I respect that. I respect that.
Oh.
Amazing run. That was so much fun. That was so cozy and cute.
Yeah, thank you both for being here with me.
Of course.
Yeah, any last words or shout-outs you want to say before we wrap up Hotfix for tonight from either of you?
Seriously, check this game out. If you like RPGs, if you like anything queer, check this game out. If you want to see me speedrunning games, I am on Twitch at MBZ. And one last shout out to Thades Prime and Thades Omega. They know who they are. And that's all from me. What about you, Lady?
Yeah, so just another quick shout out to everyone in the SlarPG speedrunning community. You all are amazing. It has been incredible to hang out and run numbers and talk strats and just evolve this game from its initial state to the optimized run it is today. Shout out once again to Zoe, Demi, and Soko. You all are wonderful. I love you all bunches. And shout out to the Frame Fatales community, which has been, one of the most cozy and accepting corners of speedrunning I've had the fortune to be a part of.
Yes, I finally feel like I have a nice little cozy home.
Aw, that makes me so happy to hear from both of you. Like, it's been so fun getting to do Tiny Treefort and just showcase some of the amazing game of the months we've been learning, like I talked about earlier. If you want to come like learn some games with us or just play some games with us, we recently just changed to like a 2-month system. So the first month we all just play the game together. And then if you feel like you want to speedrun it, in the second month you can learn how to speedrun it. So we're doing Hamtaro Him Heartbreak right now, which is a game I actually have speedrun before. Very cute, very lovely. But if you want to join us next month for when we're going to vote on what game we're all going to learn together, just hop on in the FF Discord and join us there. And it's going to be a really, really wonderful time. And Tiny Treefort's going to continue on. We've gotten extended a little bit. So every other Monday at 10 p.m. you can see more games of the month run by amazing members of the Frame Fatales community. But that's going to be it from us tonight. Stick around for the raid. We're going to raid someone else awesome in speedrunning. And we'll be back with more GDQ hotfix every weekday at 7 p.m. So see you then.